Okay, so absolute value. Absolute value is distance from 0. It's always positive, and it looks like this, the 2 bars. Okay, whatever's in between those 2 bars, it's saying the absolute value of that. Okay, so this is saying the absolute value of 5, which is 5, and the absolute value of a negative 4 is 4. Inequalities, we have less than, greater than. Later on, we'll have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So this symbol here is less than, the way we read it. And this one here is greater than. The arrow always points at the smaller number. So when you're looking at the less than, here's an arrow. This tip of the arrow is just like the less than. It's pointing to the left. Okay, the hard part for some people to visualize is that this is pointing to the left. And then the greater than is pointing to the right. And the arrow is always going to point at the smaller number. In elementary, you learned the little alligator eats the big alligator, whatever. However you guys phrase it there, doesn't matter. I use arrow and always points to the smaller number. So 3 is less than 5. The arrow is pointing at the 3 because the 3 is the smaller number. Over here, 7 is greater than 4. Again, it's pointing to the 4, the smaller number. 7 is greater than 4. Okay? Points at the smaller number. So when you're doing the IXL, you're just picking out which one it's pointing, which way it's pointing. Is it pointing left or right? Which one is smaller? So here we have 1 and the absolute value of 2. So this is 1, and then absolute value of 2 is 2. So my inequality, less than, greater than, or equal to, and this is my smaller number, so it's going to point at the smaller number. I think 3 dots, they did 3 dots too. This would have 1 dot, this would have 2 dots, and it would make your, anybody remember that one? I got a lot of blank stares, all right. 1 hand. Somebody pay attention. Okay, just kidding. All right, so number 2. Go ahead, figure out if it's going to point to the left or point to the right.
Or equal.
Or equal. So we're going to have less than, this stays -3. Absolute value of a -3 is 3. Smaller number, so it points to the smaller number. Go ahead, number 3. The -8 is the smaller number, so it's going to point at the -8. Now, after I get done with the problem, after I get done with explaining, there's a pause. I don't do anything, right? That's when you are doing the next problem. Okay, you are doing number 4 while I'm waiting. Okay, 2 reasons I'm waiting. 1, for somebody who didn't understand this to write it down. 2, somebody who got it wrong to correct it. And 3, did I say 2 reasons and I'm giving you 3? And the third reason is to give you some time to work on the next one. I don't give you enough time for everybody to finish the problem. I give you enough time to give you a head start, and then I start working through it.
Is there an equal sign, or is it just arrows?
There'll be some that are equal in your assignment. I don't believe I have an equal up here. So, yes, good question, and thanks for asking. So now everybody in all the other classes will hear that too. Wonderful. All right. Oh, never mind. Number 4, right? You did that one? Okay. So we get 25 and 25. Something happened here. It moved. And this one is equal. Wow. That really jumped on me. Equals. Okay. All right, number 5. Absolute value of a negative 83 is 83. And then we have negative 87. I got to recalibrate here. And the negative 87 is the smaller one, so we have less than. That just feels really funny. And then number 6. Absolute value of a negative 7 is 7. And absolute value of 3 is 3. The 3 is the smaller, so it's going to point at the 3. Question. In case you forgot, at the top of the paper, it tells you IXL 8B5. So right now, you're going to get started on IXL B5. Just so you know, some of you will finish it before we go on to the next thing. So just be prepared, okay? But go ahead and get started on IXL B5.